Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum. In the last episode we basically started exploring Avernum and then we come to these strange rooms where I was explaining party management and the simple fact that you can only have 4 members in your party. You can store 1 party member in your game in these rooms which get spread everywhere. You cannot swap. So the whole point of the room, I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, there are 4 party members in the game that you can get to create complete party as well, all with added benefits, but I don't really see the point in that. Okay. So, we're going to be here. And we're carrying on. Now, we're not going to go outside. There's a rock here, so we're going to grab you. And we're going to give you to Melissa. Now, Melissa's already got rocks equipped. So, we don't need to worry about putting more rocks into a missile weapon slot. Literally just exploring around here. There's another rock to grab. See, the primary part of this game is exploration. You can use walkthroughs and it's quite a good game with a good story, but the key to this is definitely exploration. So it's one of those games that you can have a lot of enjoyment playing blind. And indeed, I do, because quite often, although I've never, like Baldur's Gate, I've never actually completed it. Because quite often I'd get quite so far, turn it off, completely forget what I was doing, and pretty much forgot most of what else I'm doing as well. And then I'll play it again. Okay, let's look at this sign. Fort Avernum Barracks. Okay, let's go in here. Do you talk? Nope. Okay, let's look at the shelves. Is there anything there? Yes, we can steal some coins. Now they're copper coins. Copper, it's more not so much the coins, it's how much the coins are worth that gets put into your total. So there's no, because you can find silver and gold coins as well, but it all counts as coins. So it's more the amount of coins you find rather than the type. But in general, gold coins will give you more coins. So what you really, if you say you find gold coins, you might get say 100 worth of coins, but if for a few gold coins. Whereas if it's silver, it'll only be worth say 10, 15, something like that. I mean, the best way to assume is that everything's traded in coppers, and as soon as you pick up coins, they are converted into copper pieces to use. It's that simple. Okay, look in this one here. It's a cloak. Okay, but we can't do with either of that. Remember, save regularly. This is one of those games. Let's have a look in here. This looks like some sort of command room. Well, let's look on the shelf. Nothing there. Let's look on the desk. You have just found a trap. Do you attempt to disarm it, or do you back away? Your character with the highest tool use skill will attempt to disarm the trap. So Melissa, do us proud. No. Don't get to undo the trap. Melissa gets completely and utterly wiped out. I mean, that is not just dead, I think that's ghosted. And basically there's some sheets, there's some gold coins, like I was saying. That's a certain amount of gold coins. And an energy potion. Do you steal it? Yes, they steal it. They were 40 worth of gold coins. Why is that? Well, we're going to... There's no quick load, unfortunately. But there is... quick save. That we saved. So... we don't have the gold coins. We don't... That's all there. We haven't dealt with that trap. Maybe we'll come back to that trap. Maybe. There's nothing there we want. And this door leads out here. So we're going to come out here. Okay, let's have a look and see what's in here. Oh, it's a person. Let's talk to you. We're talking to Janice. You meet a middle-aged woman who seems to be in a big hurry. Like everyone else you've met, she's extremely pale. She is holding a crude clipboard. Greetings. What's the clipboard for? I'm in charge of supplies for the fort. The soldiers, they do their own cooking, but I'm the one they go to for food, and weapons and clothes. It's tedious work, but it keeps me busy as long as Thal is stationed out here. There are soldiers down here? Yes, good lads and lassies everyone. Well, most everyone anyway. Between you and me, the best get sent to the front. The front? To the north, where all the Nephilim are. What are the Nephilim? Ah, the doom for us all. The doom of all of us if the Sliths don't get her first. Lots of them have been sent down here along with the humans. Many migrate to lower caverns, but many more stay here, determined to take our land. A large tribe of them lives to the north. They don't arrive by Fort Avernum, by the way. They teleport in somewhere else. Okay. Can I ask you some? Can I help with something else? Who is Thal? She sighs mightily. My husband, the sage. He helps the new arrivals get acclimated. Being out here depresses him terribly. Being at the border and all. He's worried. Yes, about the Nephilim. He's convinced they'll storm the fort at any day. Who knows? He might be right. Okay. So. Got all these to look through. Let's look through all of these then, okay, shall we? Let's look at in barrel G. No. Box A. No. In box B. We have a torch. Do we want a torch? Torches are used for light, so yeah, we'll carry a torch for now. Might not need it. Okay. Then we're going to go here. No, you can move diagonally on the... even though it's a square-based system, you can move diagonally. Using the number keys, which is good to know. Let's look at barrel A. There is a bolt of cloth. We don't want that anyway. B. There is 3 iron javelins. Does 2 to 24 points of damage. Give that to Melissa. It's not marked as not yours, so we're taking it. C. We have a lantern that is marked as not yours. Okay, after all that. This is a thrown missile. It weighs 13.5 pounds. That's all of them together. So you're looking about 6.5. Yeah, about no, about 4.5. I think 4.5 pounds each. Got to remember that's divided by 3. Yeah, 4.5 pounds each. Okay, this weapon does 2 to 24 points of damage per hit. Javelin is a long spear, specially designed for to be easily thrown. It doesn't have a long range, but that's not a problem in the winding passages of Avernum. So what we're going to do is we're going to change you and give you a rock. We've got 3 rocks. Let's have a look here. A rock is a small rounded piece of stone. Rocks are Avernum's most common resource. They come in a variety of shapes, sizes and colours and can, if necessary, be thrown. So there we go. So, we got rocks and we've got javelins. So we're going to give her some javelins for now. Now, see how's she moving. Ideally, we want her to be out the way. She'll be a nuisance otherwise. So we're going to do that. That allows us to basically explore the rest of the crates. So let's look. What have we got? Let's start with G. We have poor leather armor. Well, we've got poor leather armor. We don't want it. Well, we do want it. We have weird meat. Okay. Okay. We have a bolt of cloth. Yeah, weird meats. A's bolt cloth. I lost where I was there. B. We have a spearhead. E is another bolt of cloth. D. We have some iron arrows. Well, we're giving those to Melissa. As soon as she gets a bow, the better. C. We have a jug. And J. We have some bars of metal. And look at how much those bars are worth. 30 coins for a bar of tin. 50 coins for a bar of iron. They're heavy, but basically metal bars are almost like treasure in this game. Anyway, we can put the arrows, because the arrows go under the missile slot in the quiver slot. So we're giving Melissa the arrows. Oh, didn't want to do that. Like I said, I'll try not to. Let's push that back. There we go. Don't want to ruin your system. So notice, as you can see, as we move, so does that guard. Okay, what's in here? Let's have a look in here. Fort Avernum barracks. More barracks. Okay. Who's we got in here? No one in here seems special to talk to. Okay, so let's look in the shelves. What we got in A, we have a cloak. Who hasn't got a cloak? Philip's got a cloak. Melissa's got a cloak. Rosella hasn't got a cloak, so we'll give Rosella a cloak. And a pair of pants. Okay, now we know Mycroft hasn't got a pair of pants, and now he has. There we go. All done. Then we'll look in the other one, which is B. We have a shirt which blocks 1 to 2 points of damage. That is less than a robe, but we don't need it. I mean, we could scavenge that and take it to sell, but to be honest, after a while you don't need for money. So we're going to play this as if we don't need for money. Okay, this is, let's have a look. Let's see who's here. Let's talk to this one down here. A, Acacia. You see a powerfully built woman wearing chainmail with a strange insignia on it. Her reddish cheeks contrast strongly with the paleness of the rest of her skin. Are you a soldier here? Yes, I'm the guard captain for the barracks here at Fort Avernum. We've got a bunch of good men here, and when the Nephilim come for us, we'll give them a good run. We work best on defence. You're defending his forts? Yeah, it's a tough job, but important. If the Nephilim take a Fort Avernum, newly arriving humans fall into their hands, and then she draws her thumb across her neck and makes a charming noise. Is going to what it's going to be. I have little hope for peace, I'm afraid. Why are the Nephilim attacking you? They were thrown down here by the Empire just like us, and they've always hated humans. We haven't attacked anybody. We just want some caves to call our own. Not good enough for our foes. They won't rest until every human is on their dinner plates. Okay. Curious about something else. What is that design on your armour? You point out the insignia. It's a crude drawing of the portal you came through. It's our symbol, the seal of Avernum. It reminds us where we came from and where we hope to return to. Okay. Andrew told me that someone tried to use the portal to return to the surface. Yes, I was there. Someone tried to use one of those strange blue crystals to alter the portal. It was a mad idea and it didn't work. We made the fool leave before he got us all killed. What strange blue crystals? When the first people arrived in Avernum, they found a few of these bizarre crystals. When they looked into them, they talk to you. Most of them are lost, but some are still around, if you look hard. Some of them even teach interesting things. She shrugs. Also, I've heard. Okay. What was the fool's name? Oh, I can't remember. He said he was heading up to Formella, though. They're welcome to him. People who trifle with unknown magics are dangerous to everyone around them. So someone was heading up to Formello to find out, after trying to experiment the portal. So we'll record that. Okay. And that's all for now. We will talk to Warwick. You meet a young woman with long black hair. She is sitting at a table eating a bowl of thin lizard soup. Her skin has not yet attained the pallor of one who has spent a lot of time in Avernum. Have you arrived recently at Fort Avernum? No, I have been here for weeks, asking people if they have heard of the one who was sent before me. Her name was Anastasia, and she was sent here a few weeks ago, and I don't want to leave until I know where she is. We haven't met anyone named Anastasia, but we remember that you're looking for her. Okay. Thank you. I would appreciate that. Despondent, she turns back to her soup. The conversation ends. So, we have a quest to find Anastasia. Let's have a look. Do we want food? No, we don't need food. We're not needing for food. We've got stuff there. Kitchen knife, 2 to 8 damage. Okay. What about looking in the furniture here? Let's look in the brazier. No, not the brazier. The beehive oven, rather. There's nothing in the pot of coals either. What about over here? Look in this crate. It is a sack of meal. Okay, sack of meal. No, don't want those. What's out back? Nothing. For now. Okay. So we're done here. Let's get the back of the tavern in. There we go. Let's carry on up to here. And like I said, we're not leaving, but there's 4 ways out, a way in each wall. But we're still not finished exploring Avernum. So we're going to explore and see the walls as we can. See the back of the... there's some doors down here. That's good. Okay, that's locked, so we'll leave that. That is locked, so we will leave that one as well. And there's a barrel over here and a rock. So let's grab the rock. We'll stack. That's 4 rocks for Melissa. And let's look in the barrel. And unfortunately, the only thing in barrel is trash. We don't want any trash. Trash we don't need. Okay. So let's look at the back of this here. Okay. Now, as we move, you can see the cows move. And yeah, there's a rock blocking our way. Doesn't show up, but we can actually, this is what was in the back, and it's a field. And we can open the gate and let the cows out and watch them roam around if we really wanted to. If we really wanted to. But all I can see is a bucket in there. So we're not going to bother. We've done that bit. There's just one last quarter left to do. It's around behind the back of the barracks. So we're going to do that now. Let's grab. We found another rock. You can go. Okay. Let's have a look. What's this on the floor? It's a stick which does 1d8. So the stick does 1d8. Then there's a knife which does 2d8. But we start with daggers, so we're pretty fine. Let's go over here. See some sort of sign. Let's see what that says. Avernum Memorial to the 94,000 souls who have been imprisoned here. The number has been sanded out and recarved many times. Okay, and let's talk to, who's this? Talking to Diane. You see a shy frail woman picking mushrooms. Who are you? I'm Diane, Tor's wife. I cook mainly. We met Tor, he gave us some money. Oh yes, your arrival allotment. We all got it when we came down here. Otherwise, everyone who arrived in Avernum would be poor and desperate. Then they'd rob people and end up in the abyss. What is the abyss? It's far to the west of here. It's where we send the criminals. Not everyone the Empire sends down is kind or sane. Those who can't live with us in peace are sent to the abyss to live apart from us. You banish them? Doesn't that make you as bad as the Empire? She frowns. That's a foolish thing to say. There's still such a thing as evil and such a thing as justice. If you wish to live with thugs and murderers, go to the abyss. We won't stop you. Having said that, she calms down and returns to her mushrooms. Wait a moment, could I trouble you with another question? You're the cook. Well, a couple of times a week I cook meals for everyone here. I'm actually a very good musician and I sing, but there's not much call for that around the fort. Oh well, we won't be here forever. Could you sing something for us? She sings a song for you which you've never heard before. It is long and sad, about life in caves and missing the sun above. She has a beautiful voice. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. She stands there picking mushrooms. Got round the back. Let's go around the back. And let's come down here to fill in that a bit. And we've got another person here we'll talk to who wanders around. This is Dunbar. You see a worn and scarred middle-aged man. He carries a potted plant and a shovel. What's your job? I'm the groundskeeper and gardener and fix-it man. I like gardening best, but I do what they need. I'm surprised to see so many plants in these caves. Yeah, we've bred some pretty weird plants down here, all sorts of mushrooms for food and fodder. Those weird twisted trees are for what little wood we have, and so on. Mages make the plants, I grow them. How do trees grow down here? Amazing, ain't it? The roots dig into the rock and the leaves absorb moisture from the air. They get light from the fungus above. I can't figure out how the scrawny things stay alive, but they do. I've never heard of trees like these. That's because they were created down here by the wizards. They live in a tower to the south or something. All the wizards go there. They do all the standard weird stuff with demons and such, but they make plants too. Without them, we'd all be dead. I'd like to ask there's something else I'd like to ask you. Okay. Surprised to see so many plants in these caves. How do plants go without sunlight? Not sure, but there's plenty of warmth and wet for them. There's volcanic vents everywhere, see. They make everything smell and they're dangerous, but the warmth keeps us alive. Okay. You eat the mushrooms. Yes. And not much else. You'll get sick of them before too long, but they're food and that's what counts. Okay. So, it's time for us to leave. But before we do, so that's Fort Avernum explored. Pretty much what we can do without a set of lockpicks for now, or ability to unlock doors. So it's time for us to leave, and we will head west. You step out of Fort Avernum and get your first look at your new home. You are at the east end of an enormous cavern, many miles across. In the dim green light, you could look out through the mist and see a huge forest of the strange fungal trees. A dark river flows by to the south, and to the west you can dimly make out the lights of a town. Although you're far underground, it's not as quiet and peaceful as you thought it would be. Sounds echo well in this cavern. You can dimly make out the hisses of lizards, flowing water, and unnervingly the growls of distant humanoids. Your journey in Avernum is about to begin. Won't record that, but this is what is worth noting. This, we don't exit this map straight away. In fact, you can pretty much get up to exploring the edge before you go, and it makes sense to explore as much of the map as you physically can. Try and get into every nooks and crannies if you can, because that's how you find things. That's the south gates. Got the wall around the back so we can see roughly how this is laid out. There are some hills here. We can go up and over the hills. Okay. Now, we're going to go into combat because those are rats. And combat, well, you have a bunch of options, but you have 4 action points, roughly, more or less, to do stuff in. Moving takes an action point. Okay, attacking in melee, which we're doing with Philip, you can just move it. You just move into them. Costs a number of points. If you've got less than the number needed to make the attack, then it just ends your turn. So there we go. Then we've got Melissa. Melissa, well, she can throw, but we can also move her about. Let's move her about. Let's escape that. That's not what we want. Escape to cancel, because she's got some javelins. So we're going to move her over this way a bit. And then we're going to have you attack that rat by throwing a javelin at it. Bit overkill, but it's what we do. And that missed. And just to show you, that was the combat speed at quite slow for this game. Yes. And at quite fast, they essentially just teleport at this speed. But that's the rat moving. For we got Rosella now. Rosella, we will cast a spell, and we will cast pretty much a standard combat pattern for us, which is we are going to cast shielding on Philip. So shielding on Philip. Meanwhile, Mycroft, we've got a whole bunch of spells we can do. We will cast haste on Philip. Basically, Philip now goes, he gets extra action points. And he's shielded, so he takes less damage. And we're going to be doing that a lot because basically Philip is the tank. It takes 4 action points to attack. That was a miss at 52%. Or is that the chance to it? I don't know. I don't think that's a miss. I think that's the chance that you got to do. Anyway, we've killed 1 rat. Meanwhile, Melissa can fire at the other one. And we've killed that. And altogether, the combat is over. Okay? And that's all there is to combat in any sort of dungeon or thing with a map. Carefully fill this in. Remember, okay, so we're coming here and there's stuff on the floor. Okay, we have an iron javelin. Well, that's because we missed, so it didn't get used. There was the missed javelin. There's a chance to pick them up, and then we've got boots, which blocks 1 to 2 points of damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a pair of boots. Gives you. The rest is trash. We don't want it. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Sandals for Melissa. No. Sandals for Rosalia. No. Sandals for Mycroft. No, everyone's got sandals. Okay. So, that's what we're going to do. Carry on. I said it, the key part of this game is exploration. So, even though I don't know the maps, I've seen pictures of the maps, I've seen how they relate together. I even know, barely aware of some of the secret areas, but I'm not even going to bother. But, basically, trying to find out everything is pretty much the way to go. Because we come over here, we can look at this body. We don't have to be right close to it, but we can search for it. There we go. We have a pair of boots and a wooden large shield. Well, Melissa's already got boots. Well, we got a large wooden shield that blocks 1 to 8 minus 2. So, the reason it blocks 1 to 8 minus 2, I don't believe that, I'm not sure there's a minimum. I think that means that it can block minus 1 to 6, I think. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take you off, give you to Melissa, put you on, because you've got the shield. And it's worth noting, and I'll pop that here, this is a shield. When worn, you have an 8% attack penalty in combat. So, it's fairly awkward. You expect a drop of accuracy in combat. So, our combat accuracy has gone down. And of course, we've got boots, which we're going to give to... Well, let's put that back, because I want to see who we're going to give it to. Well, that's a wooden buckler. So, that can go down. Okay, sandals. Can go down, because we'll give you boots. Said you got a cloak. You don't have a buckler. We'll give you a buckler. Sandals go to Mycroft. And Mycroft's got sandals. So we're all done. So, and we're back. So with that, we are going to leave for Avernum. For reals. And this is us outside Fort Avernum. And you can see we're on another map. Looks similar, but the scale is different because it's the outdoor map. Basically. And we get to explore the area around Fort Avernum, which we will do in the next episode. Because for now, this has been Vane doing Let's Play Avernum. If you like what you see in here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. please consider sponsoring on Patreon. And until the next time, goodbye.